Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing out to see if I've actually made the car any faster than what it was. Now if you guys remember, this car had an almost 9-second 0 to 60.
You know, people always say, Darcy, your car is so fast, it looks sick, it's got like 1,000 horsepower. What is it 0 to 60? How fast does this thing really go? And I think it's about time we find out.
Which I know, it's an old car, but holy shit, that is just unacceptable. So today, we're gonna be testing out the manual. Did we make it faster? Now, according to the internet, the E36 should have a 0 to 60 in about 6.8 seconds. So our goal is really anything between 6.8, lower, or at least under 9 seconds. So let's hop in the car and let's get driving. Welcome to the inside of the car. As you guys might notice, the biggest change is that the interior is actually finally put together. Everything but the e-brake handle, the little cover that goes on it, I haven't gotten to it yet, but everything else, I got my 3D printed cup holders. Everything's going really good. Everything looks nice. I mean, for what it is, it's an old car. Everything looks nice. The rattling noise that I mentioned in a video ago, everything is kind of like working itself through. The rattling noise has gotten so minimal that at certain points you really don't even know that it's there. As you can tell, we are idling. You'll hear the car idle a little weird here and there, but that's still because that the camshaft sensor's not in the car yet. Haven't gotten it yet, so again, like always, hoping that it gets here not in 6 months, but hopefully in like a couple weeks, if I'm lucky. But interior's back together. It looks less ratty, less raw wires hanging out. So, I mean, the car actually looks drivable and a lot nicer now. So I'm pretty excited about that. Well, let's get on the road. I don't know what the fuck that was. Now I am still kind of learning how to drive this car, which I hate to say because we're almost 200 miles into the test. But, you know, the shift linkage and everything is working great. It's just that the transmission needs to have pretty much all the springs around where all the gears are pretty much completely replaced. Just because I don't know if you guys can tell, there's just so much slop in the shifts, which, like, you know, wasn't the worst thing in the world when I've like was hearing about it. I was really nervous at first. I was really worried that, like, oh, you know, like essentially I won't be able to shift. And the first time I tried shifting in the car and learning how to drive it, it was not great. I was not happy with it. But at the same time, I still have to remember it is a 26-year-old car. This thing is old as hell, or, you know, at least older than me. And I put a lot of work into fixing it up, so I should still be happy with the fact that the car is at least running. You know, I had it in my driveway, in my garage for literal months at a time. And I don't know if you guys see that. It's a little aggressive. It's a little tight there. But yeah, so this was the thing I was talking about. 70 miles an hour, 3,500 RPM. It's a little nuts, it's a little insane. But that's due to the gearing in the transmission and in the differential working together. When this car was an automatic, I believe it was a 4-speed auto. And now I don't know anything about gear ratios. I don't know anything really about how anything works. That's the whole point of this video and my channel really, is learning how cars work, specifically the 1998 BMW 328i, because this is my pride and joy right now. So until I can afford something nicer or faster or cooler, or really anything that checks off any box that's not this car or an engine swap, I'm very happy with it. But I still have to learn the nice little quirks about it. Like I said, like the shifter slop is pretty insane. To fix that, I would have to take the transmission back out and either A, give it to a shop and let them work on it, or B, do it myself. And I'm not gonna lie, for as long as possible, I'm not taking this fucking transmission out. I will deal with every little problem that comes through if I can, without it being like a catastrophic failure to the entire car. I'm gonna deal with every fucking problem this car has, as long as I don't have to take that fucking transmission out again. I'm officially, I think, certified Master Pro when it comes to taking the transmission out. It's ridiculous, but mostly my fault typically, but it's kind of a good skill to have, because if you guys have been watching my recent YouTube shorts, you might know that the sport of drifting has kind of piqued my interest. And if that is truly the direction that I want to take this channel and this car, I need to probably get used to switching out the transmissions pretty quick. You guys might notice it is so much quieter in this car, especially after putting the entire interior back together. Now that was a given. But also, I don't have the thick rubber boot that goes under this. I have just this little piece of leather right here. So for that kind of being the only thing covering up the entire giant hole that leads to the ground, pretty impressed. Everything else looks great, washed everything off. I don't know what type of person owned this car before me, and I'm assuming it wasn't the kid that I bought it from, but there was some like crazy gunk on shit. Like, I cleaned out my ashtray thing, and like I was spraying it with like soapy water and stuff for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and the water was just constantly yellow. So I don't know if it's like vape juice, cigarettes. I mean, again, it's an old car. It's probably had a few owners in its lifetime. I've never done the Carfax, but with 100 and almost 19,000 miles on it, can't really complain. It runs great, and really that's more important than the interior being a little gross. So I'll take it. Okay, we got test number 1, starting from 0. I know those shifts were absolutely atrocious, and I kind of feel bad for the car as its owner, but well, I really hope that we just beat 9 seconds. I have no idea. The car definitely did not like that shit, and I felt bad, but I don't smell any burning, and the car is still running, and I didn't hear any snapping, so I think we're good. I think we did it, because with the automatic transmission, now mind you, the camshaft sensor is still not replaced with a brand new one. Now that could be an issue leading to the acceleration problem on the car. But also when this car wasn't automatic, it had the exact same issue. So you can pretty much pit them against each other, because really the only difference is the transmission. Definitely got a little bit of rubbing, something I assume it's with the front brakes. I do remember when I replaced the wheel, I took the wheel off and I fucking dented the shit out of the piece of metal that goes around it. Okay, let's do run number 2. That one definitely felt a lot faster. Now I'm not sure if it is, I'm just going off my butt dyno, but if my butt dyno is correct, that was much faster than the initial one. Let's see if we can get an official 60 to 80. Damn, that might be just as fast as my fucking 0 to 60. Holy hell. This car is so fucking slow. I love it so much though. God damn, this car is just fucking great. The main thing is I really want to give this car some sort of identity. I don't want it to just be a car that I bought, I drive it on the highway. Now yes, I want to keep this car nice and I want to keep it in good condition and I don't want to totally fuck it up. But at the same time, I don't want it to just be a road car pushing maybe 170 horsepower. I wanted to have some sort of cool identity. I wanted to have like a cool life. You know, it's a car. At the end of the day, it is a car. It's not a daily driver. It's something that I bought as a project car. I mean, obviously, I fucking manual swapped it. I've changed out the sensors. I've learned pretty much everything that I know about cars from this car. It's literally taught me everything that I know about working on cars. It's the reason I have the most weird tools. It's the reason that I've had the most pain and been the most mad and furious at a fucking car before. It's the reason I have so many cuts and bruises all over my arms. But this car is genuinely amazing, and it is a 1998 vehicle. And I didn't have a lot of faith in it when I first saw it because it's just an old car. I mean, I had a 2011 Hyundai Elantra, rest in peace, it was fucking stolen. And that car ran fucking phenomenal. But I've driven newer cars, and I know people with newer cars that have literally the shittiest luck, and it's like, these cars are made out of more plastic than these were. I mean, these cars are great because there's almost no electronics in them. I mean, obviously there's the sensors, I have a radio, I have an AC, and I have my OBC, which, as you guys can tell, doesn't really work. Looking to get that fixed, but damn, those bitches are expensive. Yeah, the future for this car, I think, is quite bright. We're gonna replace the camshaft sensor, which should, in theory, take off our check engine light. Once that's off, I'm gonna pull this whole thing out. I'm gonna take out the light bulb behind the transmission light because obviously that's gonna be there forever because the car doesn't know what the fuck this is. Might replace a couple of the light bulbs in here, some little cosmetic stuff like that, but there's so much power-wise that we could probably push out of this engine, and really that's my goal. I don't plan on doing any sort of engine swap or anything crazy for a while, especially since those are very expensive, but I have seen threads on the internet, you know, how trustworthy threads can be, of some people pushing upwards of 500 horsepower from this engine. Now, I don't know if I truly believe that just because the engine's old, the car is old. Now, mind you, you could, I guess, just throw a turbo on it, make some absolutely nuts power until the engine fucking grenades itself and probably takes you with it. But if you take some cautionary tales, you could probably upgrade the engine just a little bit, add a few new things, gaskets, you know, plugs, more sensors, you know, ARP head studs, whatever, and find a way to push more power out of this engine by being this, I guess, would you call that a stock engine? I don't know. But you can push more power out of the engine. I have seen plenty of videos. There are so many threads of people turboing this engine with like an eBay turbo. I mean, again, relatively cheap car depending on where you live, and an $800 turbo kit sounds like a pretty fucking good deal to me, especially since some people are pushing like 300 to 400 horsepower out of those things. Now, mind you, preface it with sometimes their engines don't survive, and the point of the video is to see if the engine can handle it before exploding. So prepare, if you plan on doing that, prepare to, you know, change out your engine almost immediately. But you have a good few days. Ooh, yeah. There's definitely something grinding up there. I know exactly what it is, but if you guys hear that noise, it is absolutely not what you think it is. You might know what it is. Ooh, ran over something good. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. We have so many plans for this car. We have more events to go to, and we have so many things we need to do to learn more about car culture, drift culture, this piece of shit that I'm driving right now. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.